The last tiny bit we're missing in our chess application is the checkmate, which is quite important, of course, because without it we don't know when the game finished. But before we add the logic of it, I'm here in the app TCX, and I just want to add a small text like white one or black one. So I'm going to create here a new component, which will be the winner banner, let's say, .txx, const winner banner, return, and I'm going to say here white one, white wins. To put this inside a fragment, like so, and now export default winner banner. Of course, this component needs a props interface, props, which will have the color, so who is the winner, right? It's the player color. Let's grab this here, color props, and now just going to say color, simple like this. Let's transform this in a H4, 2, 3, I don't know. Class name, what we have from Tailwind, we have text large, LG, XL maybe. Yeah, 2XL. Let's make this quite big. And maybe just say text center and with 100% of with if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's it. Just let's check it out how this looks like in our app. We're going to have here then the winner banner, color. For now, I'm just going to say the current player, right? So just so we can send something. So here is game dot player turn, if I'm not mistaken. Player turn. Yes. Add this here. Multiplication. White wins. That's fine. If not, white moves, black wins. Yay. Okay, just to have something here. That's quite nice. Let me remove this exclamation mark. Don't like. Simple like this. Just leave it there. I'm also going to delete this app CSS because we're not using it for anything. Let me delete the index we need because of the tailwind stuff. So yeah, this is simple stuff. Now we need to understand when does the game finish to be able to show this winner banner. Well, let's think a bit about it. When do we know that you are checkmated? Whenever you have no possible valid moves. And to know that we have no possible moves, we need to validate all our pieces, verify for all the pieces we still have on the board, which moves are allowed. That seems like a lot because yes, for each then of our pieces, we're going to validate if it's possible to move. And for that, we're going to check the possible board to see for the checks and all of this kind of stuff. Instead of doing for one piece, we're going to do for all the pieces we have. Then here in the game model, we're going to add here the player turn. I'm going to add the winner, which is of player color. Can be player color actually, or no, right? Because the game is still ongoing. This dot winner equals no, starting now. And after every move piece, or actually every time you switch the player turn, we're going to verify if there is a winner. Just go here, check for winner. Void. And we're going to call this here, this dot switch player turn. No, not switch player turns, sorry. Check for winner after the switch player turn. So it starts the game. We don't need to validate if the game already starts checkmated, right? We know it's not going to be that. But after every movement, we check to see if this is winner. And in this function here, as I mentioned, we need to validate all the pieces that we have for this current player and verify if there's any valid move for at least one of them. And if we open the move validation service, we already have a function here which is get all valid moves for player. So if we use this here, const player valid moves, me import this. I don't know why it doesn't allow me to import. Sure, let me check that in a second. Sending then this dot board and this dot player turn. So who is the current player? Have here. It's not exported. Okay, let's export this, and I'm also going to export this because I don't want it to be lonely. Now we can import this on this side, update import. Nice, so these are the player valid moves. If player valid moves dot length, if there is not, it's 0, winner is the opposite, basically this. If there is no valid moves for the current player, the winner is the other player. Like this, simple as this. Now, it did get all valid moves for player, has here a for each, and get valid moves, sending undefined and sending true. So not check, it's not checking for checks on the other player, which I suppose it's fine. This doesn't need to be like this. This can be directly here. Makes it slightly better. Okay, let's maybe check it out. And here in our app, TCX, we need to, after each movement, right, we're going to be updated here, but we need to check if game has winner. Here, winner. Then show this. Edit here. And now, instead of saying player turn, here we actually will say the winner, right? Who is really the winner, not the one playing, but the one who really won. And block movements, I also will block if, of course, someone won. So game.winner, it's or if there's promotion coordinates, or if there is a game.winner. Simple like this. Let's come back to our application, go to refresh. Okay, everything is the same. Maybe let's go for a very quick checkmate here. I'm going to put this pawn, bring the bishop, bring this knight, bring the queen, bring this knight, and now I bring the queen here. And this should be a checkmate. You see that no matter what I select from black, I cannot move. Everything is blocked because no movements here are being like preventing the king from not being in check. So this should be a checkmate, but somehow it didn't work. We don't have here our winner being shown. The board's completely blocked because it cannot move any forward. But our game model here, check for winner, probably didn't work as expected. So let's add a debugger in our, not the move validation service, but the game model itself. Here in the check for winner, I want to verify what we have here as player valid moves. Of course, we need to refresh to check that. Okay, let me remove this from here just to make sure. So there we see that we have 20 valid player moves. That seems fair to me. We bring the bishop, the knight, the queen, the other knight, and now I update this again. Right, come with the queen. Player moves 31. That's definitely not correct. Let me move forward. No, black 31 movements, but it was done before the movement was really executed. So maybe that was the issue. Let me go again. Right here, pawn. And this game model, I will see that board player turn is already black. Okay, it's updated, but not really re-rendered, which is fine. Let me do this again. Bishop, knight, queen, knight, and allow it. Go. It's saying that the player turn is black. Move history have 7 moves already, so indeed it's already done. The move of the queen captured the pawn. Check for winners the function, sure, the board. need to check much that, make these other functions. Winner is no. Player valid moves though, 31. I have a lot. Some even gives check, gives check false. Okay, row 7, column 6. Should have added here in this move also the piece. It would be way easier for me to understand and debug. So if in case you are doing it yourself already, have here my experience when doing this, add to the movement the piece which is going to move. It will be way easier for you to see what is going on, and don't depend on the piece that is on the square. So maybe the movement you define which is square with here with the coordinates, but also which piece. Maybe slightly easier for you to debug, because here I cannot see which piece is moving, but I can see that if for row 7, column 1, so this is the rook, right? We can go row 3, column 3. This is the knight is there, so no, row 3, no. Row 3 is down below. It's probably the bishop. Yeah, this is probably the bishop. Okay, a lot of stuff going on here. Nothing is validating for checks. So maybe what we need to do is to come to our move validation service and allow this get all valid moves for player to understand if we're going to check for checks. I love this, check for checks. Block check verify. I'm going to bring it here. By default is true. And we're going to send down. But here in the game model, I'm going to send this down here, check for winner here. I'm going to send a false to allow to also for to double check to verify for the checks. And let's see if this helps in our case. I'm going to go again. Bishop, knight, queen, knight, before. And now player valid moves, lamp 0. Perfect. So exactly what was missing. White wins. There you have it. You cannot move anymore because white won. If you want to continue playing now, you refresh the page. So let me close here and refresh the page. There you have it. Our board, cute, beautiful, with a fully functional chess engine. Fully functional. Everything you have here, like from the movements, validating the checks, moving the pieces, making specific validations for specific movements like the en passant, the promotion, the castling, and of course, the checkmate. Most important. So you may ask me, is this project complete? Never. Development projects, they're never complete. Can always keep on improving. This was just a side project here to show you a bit about how I would tackle this, going directly without thinking too much, just trying to implement this chess idea. That's why I had so much refactor and show how we can deal with this. And most important, train our programming logic. It was the main purpose of these videos. It's to train our programming logic. Is this the best way to do it? Definitely not. Are there many other tools that you can use instead of using this? Totally. And way better developed than this. But the idea again of this project was for you to train your programming logic, not just to use what someone else did, because probably did much better than me, did much better than what you would do, most likely because there are several people working in open source projects that have all these rules already encapsulated in a much more friendly way to work with, for sure. That's not the discussion here. The discussion is we are going to create a chess engine in order to train our programming logic. And this is what we did. Fully functional chess game from zero with very simple layout. Also a huge point that could be improved here. I can make the history way better. You can make this much better, like responsive wise, because here if you see the pieces get quite big if I have a small board. So tons of improvements still needed, but our game is functional. If you want to clone this Git repo, of course, it's public. The link is in the description. just go there, clone it. If you want to improve, if you want to show me what you did, just send me. I would be happy to look at the result of your programming. And that's about it. Thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed this ride. It was amazing to be able to do all of this. And I will see you in the next videos.